Hi, it's Rob here with another video, and I want to do a video showing doubles of records that I've got. For some reason I've got quite a lot of records. I've got more than one copy of. Sometimes I've got multiple copies. There's actually a contest going around at the moment by Ricken Records. He wants us to show 5. Well, I've got a lot more than 5, so that probably disqualifies me from the contest. But go over and check Rick's channel out. He's after 300 subscribers. I think he's on about 175. So if you've got some doubles, maybe do a video. But I've got loads here, so I want to go through them all. So the first one I want to show is from 1980, and it's an album by XTC. So I've got Black Sea, probably my third favourite XTC album, but it just depends what day of the week it is. You know, sometimes I might wake up and this is my favourite because I love Respectable Street and Living in Other Cuba and, you know, Towers of London and all that as well. So it's a strong album. But I've also got the bag for it as well. So I picked this up quite recently from a record fair in Manchester. I think in America maybe it's bigger writing, but I'd never actually seen this, and the price was right, so I picked it up. So I've got 2 copies of Black Sea by XTC. Another album, I think it's 4 different covers. To Cool for Cats by Squeeze. So I want all of them. And again, I only picked this up quite recently. I think it was £12. I know there's a yellow one and a purple one. And there's also a blue one. So I've got half of the covers of Cool for Cats. Is it my favourite Squeeze album? I'm not too sure. It's got really good singles on it. But I would like all 4. So I'm halfway there. Cool for Cats by Squeeze. Another one. It seems to be a bit of a trend, this. Recently, I've picked up a double of this album. So from 1979, Armed Forces, Elvis Costello. And I've always fancied getting this cover as well. So I think I paid about £7 for this. So this is I think this is the American cover. We've got the elephants on the back. But when you're in the UK, you like these sort of different jackets. And yeah, Armed Forces, I always fancied picking this up. When I saw it, I thought, yeah, I'm having that. I think I can't remember whether there's 6 or 8 True Colours by Split Enz. So about 3 or 4 months ago, I was out, and another good thing about these, I'm sure you know that they're sort of etched, as you can see. And I'd never seen them in really good condition. But I found 2 for about, I think they were about £6 each. And I thought, yeah, I mean, I'd never really heard the album before. I love I've Got You. I bought that single when it came out, and I thought side 1 was a bit weak, but side 2 is pretty good. So I kind of quite like this album. So I've got the blue and I've got the purple. I know there's a red one and a yellow one. I can't remember what the other ones are. I can't remember whether there's 6 or 8. Should have done my homework, but yeah, got a couple of copies at the moment of Split Enz and True Colours from 1980. So David Bowie, Low, one of my favourite Bowie albums. One of my favourite jackets. I quite like that sort of duffel coat that he's wearing. And he's got the hair and a lot of orange going on. And then quite recently, maybe may have been 2 years ago now actually, I picked up this Low 45th anniversary. So decided to pick this up. It's on orange vinyl and it's got the Bowie label. So I think if you're a big fan of David Bowie, you're probably going to double up on a lot of his albums. But this is the only one that I've got a double of. Spent a while trying to find this actually. Before doing this video, I couldn't find it anywhere, but eventually found it. Somebody who's haunting me over my recent videos is Ian Dury. So I've said you only need one copy, one album by Ian Dury, but I've actually got 2 copies of New Boots and Panties. This is a French pressing. It's in really good condition. It's like brand new. So that is kind of an upgrade for this album. This jacket is a little bit sort of worse for wear. Might be a good one for VCLT. It's just a brilliant album. This one's sort of sentimental reasons showing this one. So probably about 2 years ago, I picked up Sneaking Sally Through the Alley by Robert Palmer and discovered it is a really good album. And it kind of took me down a rabbit hole of Robert Palmer in the 70s. I think he was excellent. Last year, Norman Maslow sent me a load of records, really generous. As part of the Coleman collection, his friend who passed away, and Norman was handling his collection, auctioning some stuff off, and he gave away a lot of stuff. And this one's actually on green vinyl as well. So again, that's probably an album. I've just got another copy of it because of, you know, Norman wasn't to know that I've got a copy of this great album. But yeah, it's one that I'll be keeping hold of forever because it was, as I say, part of the Coleman collection. I was at a boot sale quite recently. Surprise, surprise. So I've got Nobody's Heroes. Not a very good copy of it. It's quite battered. I think this is 1980, isn't it? Stiff Little Fingers. But I was looking through a box of records and they had Nobody's Heroes, but it was without the jacket. But it's in really nice condition. So I've kind of got 2 copies of it, but one without the jacket. One of my favourite bands is The Police. So I've discovered there's actually 4 different jackets to this debut by The Police, Outlandos d'Amour. So there's the blue one, which is the one I always sort of used to see in the UK. So I've got 2 copies of that, but I've also got a red one now. But there's actually a green one and a yellow one, which I'd really like to have. I've looked at the prices on Discogs, like 15, 20 quid, something like that. I won't have an issue paying that. I've never seen the yellow or the green one. Maybe in America, you see them everywhere. You don't see this that often, actually, the red one. But yeah, debut by The Police. The Jam. So this is kind of, it's not an original copy of In the City. I did used to have an original copy, but all my Jam records were, somebody else has got them. So I had to pick this up probably about 5 years ago. And a couple of months ago, I picked up another copy of In the City. So I've got a couple now. This is a Canadian press. You can tell the sort of material is a lot different. The sleeve feel of it feels like it's Canadian or American. But yeah, I mean, it's like Style Council, I think, Cafe Bleu, the American issue's different. I'd like to have a copy of that, but you don't really see that very, I've never seen it actually over here. But yeah, Canadian pressing of In the City. This is just one of my favourite albums by, it's the only album that Airhead did from, I think it's from 91 or 92. So I had a copy of it, and then I just saw another copy, so I just picked it up because you never see it. So it's just funny how it's on here. This wasn't a hit, no success at all. Counting Sheep's on here. It's just one of my favourite albums. So when I saw another copy of it, I just picked it up. So yeah, it's called Boing. Sort of guitar, early 90s stuff. I think they were around at the wrong time, really. It's just fantastic. On the subject of the Police, so anyway, so you get the idea. I've got 5 copies of Zenyatta Mondatta. Every time I see it, if I see it under a $5 or under, I buy it. Simple as that. So eventually I'm just going to have a huge collection of Zenyatta Mondatta. Doesn't make any sense. It is one of my favourite albums of all time, and it's so cheap. So I just want to give it a home every time I see it. So yeah, Zenyatta Mondatta. Paul Weller, Wildwood. My favourite Weller album from, is it? I was thinking 92, is 92? So Martin, the Vinyl Scavenger, gave me this. It was sealed at the time. Wildwood. He got it off a friend, and he gave it me as VCLT, which was really generous of Martin. So yeah, 2 copies of Wildwood. The Inspiral Carpets have reissued all their albums, so on different coloured vinyls, or vinyl, don't say vinyls. So on purple vinyl, and it's a double, but I've actually got, so this is the second album by the Inspiral Carpets. There's an original copy of The Beast Inside, which might be my favourite Inspiral's album. When it came out, it wasn't well received. It wasn't what the fans wanted. The lead-off single, Caravan, was really popular, and Please Be Cruel's great. Niagara, just a great album. I've got 2 copies of it. I've got 2 copies of Hounds of Love. Now, some people think this is sort of the greatest album of all time. I won't go that far. I do like it. I had a copy of it, and then I was at a boot sale, and it was £2, so I had to pick it up again. So I've got a couple of copies of Hounds of Love. Only a couple to go now. So the Vapors Nuclear Days was reissued. So I got the yellow and black vinyl, and here's my original that I did say I was going to send out as VCLT to Vinyl Dale, and I never got around to it. I think I fractured my pelvis, and although that was over a year ago, it's not much of an excuse. And finally, Elvis Costello, and that's an original Miami's True, and that's one from 1984. So those are, I have got more. This, in a lot of cases, you can understand it because they're albums with different jackets, there's different pressings, etc. I mean, how far do you want to go? I mean, I've got a pretty big record collection, and to have doubles of albums to some people won't make sense. But when the jackets are different, it's just a bit of a challenge searching for the final piece of the jigsaw, if you like. If you've got any comments about what I've shown, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go and check out Ricken Records. Go and support his channel. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.